On a Friday morning, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. We have ourselves a beautiful day coming. We had clouds last night, which actually kept much of our area above freezing. Not everybody, but much of our region. So frost is limited this morning. And then with the clearing now taking place, we're rapidly going to get into a sunny Friday with warming temps. The clearing is coming down from north to south. So here's Seaside. That's all clear. Here's Lincoln City, just starting to see some clearing. Downtown Portland is clearing out beautifully. Temperature above freezing at 36 degrees. And here's your day moving forward. All clear, I think, all areas of the valley at noon, 43. We get up to about 46 or 47 for a high. We'll be 43 at 5 o'clock. We still have east winds today blowing out near the gorge, gusting as high as 35. Away from that area, most of us will see light winds. Here's the 7-day. Your entire weekend dry. In fact, tomorrow's clear. Sunday, partly sunny to increasing clouds. The headline over the weekend will be a return to those really cold nights, anywhere from 20 to 25 or 26 degrees in the valley tonight and also Sunday morning.
A Portland woman is due in court today for her role in the death of her 4-year-old son. We're live with the details. Also ahead.
A military helicopter that was quietly moved from its Newport home is now back, where the federal lawsuit to keep it there currently stands. Plus,
anybody who comes to visit us and gets involved is really joining in the citizen science project of learning how to work with these incredible trees.
This week's Let's Get Out There takes us to the Sugar Shack, where maple tree tapping. Oh!
Yeah, you're
oh, that
tapping
makes
into
sense.
the maple.
I'm not familiar with this. It's closer than you think. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on China Green. I'd like to reiterate here that I'm from Vegas, and
Right.
we don't do that.
Don't tap into maple.
No, we go to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm Matthew Herchick. Rod Hill is standing by with a look at the weather. I appreciate you guys keeping me around for another day, guys.
Hey, hello. Nice to have you here, Matthew. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about pancakes. Don't know why, just popping into my head. Here's our Salem sky camera. We are seeing clearing fairly rapidly now, dropping down north to south across the valley. So you folks in Salem are brightening up, 36 degrees. Earlier it was 32. Any light frost pockets now with the sun going will quickly wash out, and we'll see really a lovely Friday moving forward. Winds again today will be light except for the easterlies, which are still blowing out near the Columbia River. Rose City is cleared out. We're at 36 degrees. East winds at 10 out of PDX. We'll be 43 at noon. I have the high today getting up to about 46 or 47. Now it will be rapidly cold again overnight tonight, and by your Saturday morning back down into the low to mid-20s. So we're not quite finished with that yet. Back to you.
Rod, thank you. We are continuing to follow breaking news in Hillsboro, where crews are battling a fire at a multi-unit apartment complex. Officials say this happened just before 4:30 this morning on Northwest Bailey Avenue. When crews arrived, they found fire and smoke in one unit. As of right now, no one has been reported injured, but crews are still checking for hot spots and making sure all people and pets are out of the building. We spoke with a woman who lives in the apartment next to the one where the fire was started.
About 4:20, I heard alarms going off. And then my husband came downstairs and said, "Get the baby and get out. There's a fire." And I opened my front door and saw the smoke and went next door to number 4 and knocked on their door and told them to get out. There's a fire.
And it turns out the flames from this fire were so large that people nearby, as you heard, thought there was another fire. No word just yet on how many people have been displaced.
A Portland woman is set to be sentenced this morning following a 2024 drunk driving crash that killed her 4-year-old son.
29-year-old Angelina Minor is now due in court this morning after disappearing while awaiting sentencing. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live outside the courthouse with more details on the case. Corey.
Good morning, Matthew. China, that's right. Minor pleaded guilty in September of last year to several felony charges, including first-degree manslaughter. Now, during that crash where her son was also killed, 2 other children under the age of 5 and another adult were also in the vehicle at the time of the crash. According to PPB, the incident happened in 2024 when Minor was involved in a fender bender, but left before exchanging info with the other driver. That driver started following her after that incident. Minor then drove away and over a median and into oncoming traffic before ultimately crashing with another car head-on. Her son later died of his injuries. Now, according to a court affidavit, Minor told medical staff she had a little to drink and that she was speeding during the crash. Her blood alcohol level was more than 4 times the legal limit, according to police. Now, fast forward to December of last year. The Multnomah County DA's office said Minor violated her supervised release and a warrant was then issued for her arrest. Then on January 5th of this year, the agency confirmed she had turned herself in and she's remained in the Multnomah County Jail since then. In 2024, we spoke about the tragedy with those who knew her son, Kingston.
When you would walk in the room, he would run and hug you. He was just so happy and full of love.
This tragedy hits a whole lot differently. This is a young baby that we have lost.
Now, in Oregon, a first-degree manslaughter charge is considered a Class A felony. That carries with it a sentencing of a minimum of up to 10 years in prison. Now, keep in mind, Minor is facing several charges, including DUI as well as reckless driving, among others. She's due in court today in just a little bit at 9 a.m. Matthew, China.
Our Corey Johnson reporting live this morning. Thank you, Corey. Now to an update to the woman shot by Border Patrol in southeast Portland earlier this month. The Department of Justice confirms 32-year-old Yorlenis Zambrano Contreras has pleaded guilty to illegally entering the U.S. in 2023. She was sentenced to 1 year on probation, and she must stay away from areas where prostitution may be occurring. It's not clear whether she will face expedited deportation. Meantime, the man shot by Border Patrol, 33-year-old Luis Nino Mancada, has pleaded not guilty to aggravated assault on a federal officer and other charges. Investigators say Nino Mancada used his pickup truck as a weapon during the January 8th incident, ramming an unoccupied Border Patrol vehicle and striking an agent.
A school district in Minneapolis is accusing ICE of using a 5-year-old as bait amid the immigration crackdown there. School leaders say the boy and his father were detained in their driveway. Agents had the boy knock on the door to check if others were inside. DHS says they were not targeting the child, but his father, who they say is in the country illegally from Ecuador. They say the father tried to flee, but later asked to stay with his son. Both are now being held at an ICE facility in Texas. Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance, he was in the Twin Cities yesterday indicating that the Insurrection Act, meaning the military could be deployed, wasn't needed at this point. He then went on to say he wants to turn down the temperature in Minneapolis and support federal law enforcement officers.
These people are under an incredible amount of duress, an incredible amount of chaos, and because of a few very far left agitators, a lot of these guys are unable to do their jobs without being harassed, without being doxxed, and sometimes without being assaulted.
Vance also pledged that ICE would not enter people's homes without a judicial warrant, despite an internal ICE memo obtained by the Associated Press that contradicts that. The U.S. House passed a full-year funding package for Homeland Security and other agencies. One Republican opposed it, while 7 Democrats, including Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez, voted in favor. She said in a statement she couldn't in good conscience support shutting down FEMA or Homeland Security. Lawmakers also approved separate bills to prevent a partial government shutdown. The bills now go to the Senate.
Oregon Senator Ron Wyden was at the Coast Guard Air Facility in Newport yesterday to get a first-hand look at the Coast Guard rescue helicopter that is at the center of a federal lawsuit appearing to be related to President Trump's immigration policies. Now, you may remember in October, the chopper was quietly moved some 70 miles south to North Bend. Then news surfaced that Homeland Security wanted to use the Newport land for an ICE detention facility, something the city pushed back on. Fishermen's wives, the county, and the state then sued the federal government to bring the helicopter back for safety reasons.
We understand that, having the helicopter here isn't an automatic that we're going to save every life that goes over, but it is such a great extra resource that really makes the difference.
In December, a federal judge ruled the helicopter must return to Newport, where it had been for years. It's still unclear if the feds plan to move ahead with any kind of ICE facility in the area.
Let's go to Rod for a check at the forecast and how things are shaping up today, Rod.
Well, let me look out the window. Yes, things are looking good. I love I have a window. A lot of weather offices don't. We do. All right, satellite radar showing the wedge of clearing, I'm calling it. That's why I have my kind of yellow lines, and the clearing is coming down from north to south. And now we've got breaks in the cloud cover all the way down through Salem. We have cleared out for the most part here in Vancouver and Portland. You can see the rising sun from our Vancouver the Springs at the waterfront camera. And where the clearing took place about an hour or hour and a half ago, it has dropped into the 20s. 27 in Vancouver. Reminder that you folks in Clark County should expect at least low 20s again tomorrow morning, and maybe we have parts of Clark County even dip into the upper teens tomorrow morning. So we're not quite done with the cold starts. Now, with the sun coming and the temperatures that have just dropped, they'll be rapidly warming. So I don't think frosty conditions will last very long this morning. We do have the Willamette Valley Vineyard cameras south of Salem showing clearing is starting to reach this point of the valley as well. You can see some breaks in the cloud cover just starting to open up. Temperatures reflect kind of when we saw some clearing, or if we have. It's 35 in Hillsboro and Beaverton and 34 in West Lynn. So again, generally frost is not a thing this morning. 36 in Salem, 35 Almsville, and down into Albany. Weather map today. If I'm right, this is huge news. The temperature inversion that produced the low clouds in places like Madras and Hood River and the Dalles and Pendleton is over. Now, all of you folks are reporting cloudy skies right now, but I do believe at some point today, all of you will start to at least see partial clearing and break out of it. The Dalles yesterday was 31 for low and 34 for high. It'll be so great to get rid of that stagnant pattern with clearing expected. Our weekend is completely dry. I've got Portland 46 today, 46 tomorrow, 46 Sunday, 46 Monday. Going to be something that was exactly right. Back to you.
All right, Rod, thank you very much. Well, coming up, as winter storms threaten millions of Americans, a warning against panic buying. Why being patient when stocking up on supplies during an emergency helps not only you, but other people doing the same.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The impending winter storm is marching across the country, and it's prompting millions of people to rush out to buy critical supplies. However, as the storm nears, shoppers are finding that some of those items are unavailable. As Jake Testa reports, patience is a virtue when looking for essentials.
As the winter weather inches closer,
hey, how are y'all?
Things may seem uncertain.
Augusta Tower, this is Raven. How may I help you?
But there is one guarantee right now.
We are out of kerosene heaters until tomorrow.
At the Augusta Ace Hardware and across the metro, it's tough sledding finding the essentials.
We're waiting on everything. We have a few gas cans left, a few heaters, mainly the electric heaters, but we're out of everything almost.
The lines have been steady all week, even before the doors are unlocked.
They were here before us this morning.
And speaking of lines,
earlier about 9 o'clock, it was down to the light. This is the shortest it's gonna be in all day.
people must have seen the sign outside Dixie LP Gas on Washington Road. Propane for everyone.
This is my second day trying to get gas. We got out late yesterday. We just want to make sure we prepared for it, just in case anything come down.
This has been the scene all week.
As you can see, we've been busy. The line is all the way down the road, down Washington Road. It's a 2 or 3 hour wait, so we tell everybody to please be patient with us. You have to get in line.
That patience is melting for some volunteers.
Like I said, I only came to help my mom because she said she needed help because yesterday was bad. And now I kind of regret it because I almost got hit twice.
Mom not only appreciates the help, but appreciates everyone's patience while they work to get people taken care of.
We are filling them up as fast as we can. We do have our trucks out and rolling. We just ask everybody to please be patient with us. We're trying to get everybody as soon as we can.
And Ron is also here to track other...
To me, no, I'm going to start with this.
Okay.
And again, the headline for me is just how massive the storm is. I know we get these big headlines all the time, but it's not that often that you get a storm that literally, with the exception of Florida, covers the entire U.S. from the Rocky Mountains to the east. That's what this one will do. So I've talked about this. If you're just joining us, I'm going to fly through it because I've got other weather locally to get through. But look at Des Moines right now, 9 degrees below zero. So first we have the cold air. The storm itself really gets going precip-wise this evening, our local time. But here are the winter storm warnings. New Mexico all the way up into Ohio. Are you kidding me? Wow. Extreme cold warnings up north where wind chills will be as cold as 35 below zero in places like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and up in the North Dakota. So this is the only little quadrant that kind of misses everything where it will just be rain. Southern Georgia, southern Alabama, and then down into Florida. New York City expected to get snow the back half of the weekend, but not overly dumped on. The forecast I saw was like 4 inches, but most of these storm warning areas for snow is anywhere from 6 to 12 to 14 inches. And as I just play the track of this, here's tomorrow evening at 10. This is the freezing rain. All of Arkansas, much of Tennessee, and then up into Kentucky, and then there's Virginia and North Carolina. So a storm that big is just going to be a mess for aviation travel this weekend, where the domino effect from all the hubs being impacted back east will kind of spread across the country. Make sure you double and triple check your flight information this weekend. Okay, here's the cloud lockdown over the Oregon Veterans Home camera in the Dalles. Your temperature is 32. Yesterday, your low was 31. Your high was 34. Good grief. This has been going on for what? 6-7 days now. I think you're going to finally clear today. I really do. The temperature inversion is gone. So meteorologically speaking, there's no reason for those clouds not to clear out today. The only reason you would struggle is there's really no wind out there, but I really like the chances of them breaking. We're getting clearing along the coast. That was Chinookwas Casino Resort in Lincoln City. There's the clearing from the Chehalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood. 27 Kelso. There are some frosty spots, but I don't think the frost is overly going to last. And look at Salem and Portland above freezing right now. Valley forecast numbers, upper 40s today with the sun. A reminder as you look at the Southwest Washington forecast, the gorge winds are still blowing 15 to 35 miles per hour. We're up to 46. We're clear tomorrow, partly cloudy Sunday, cold nights, but a nice dry weekend overall. Back to you.
Rod, thank you. When you think of maple syrup, you probably think Vermont or Canada, but big leaf maples here in Oregon have a story of their own.
I actually just think pancakes.
So do I.
To each their own.
Right.
In this week's Let's Get Out There, John Goodwin introduces us to a small nonprofit leading a sweet community effort.
At first, it may not look like much. A forest, a few buckets, and a slow drip. But if you wait long enough, it turns into something sweet.
It's like any harvest, you just never know what you're going to get.
Eliza Nelson is the founder and director of the Oregon Maple Project. The small nonprofit runs out of its sugar shack in rural Clackamas County.
It houses our evaporator where we boil sap to syrup, and it has a classroom on the back where we can all gather and do our workshops and our how-to teaching and our community gatherings. Anybody who comes to visit us and gets involved is really joining in the citizen science project of learning how to work with these incredible trees.
The sap is collected from buckets drizzled amongst the trees and through this tubing system attached to a vacuum pump.
Essentially, it's really a wood stove.
Once in the evaporator, it boils for 10 hours or more.
Trees that produce well tend to have good exposure to water.
Wesley Yank is the farm manager. Trees are tapped with a drill and a small nozzle is installed. But there's a science to it.
So many factors, like I said, the water, the sunlight, the temperatures. It's hard to really predict it all. Lots of variables and you just have to check frequently. It's a lot lighter in its color, which is a good sign. This one does have some cloudiness though in it too. Ideally what you're looking for is like crystal clear. Could almost mistake it for water.
And then this last one is ours.
Megan Kearns is the education director.
Oh, that's my favorite, obviously.
Obviously.
She loves giving people a connection to the natural world and each other.
We have family camps running throughout the winter, and it's a great time for children and parents to come out and just to learn together and to meet other families that like similar things.
The sugaring season in the Pacific Northwest typically ends in March. As a nonprofit, they're always looking for sponsors and donors. More importantly, they invite you to come be a part of this sweet operation.
So we wanted to make sure that we weren't just about product, we were about people coming together and having great experiences in nature and doing this amazing enterprise together.
In Clackamas County, I'm John Goodwin. Let's get out there.
Well, it's never fun when your favorite team loses, so how do you cope with that? We'll have the expert tips after the break.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW+. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW+. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
A new year, new Blazers. So far, so good in 2026. It's been good for the Rip City, with the Blazers now with a winning record after beating the Miami Heat last night. The game really took a turn in the third quarter when the Blazers turned a 1-point lead into a 21-point lead. All they had to do is beat the Heat. 6 players on the Blazers ended up with double digits last night, including Shaedon Sharpe, who scored 27 points. That helped the Blazers take home the win, 127-110. 9th place now in the West. They're 23-22 on the season, and it's the first time since 2021 that the Blazers have a winning record this deep into the season. Now, Deni Avdija, he also scored 20 points last night, but left the game in the third quarter. He's been dealing with a back injury and said it locked up. He says he's feeling fine and wanted to finish the game, but Coach Splitter kept him out.
Competitor, I wanted to stay and do what I can to help the team, but you know, he does a great job of protecting me, and we still have a lot of season left.
Coach Splitter says Avdija should be available for tonight's game against the Raptors. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock at the Moda Center. And seeing your favorite athlete get hurt or your favorite team lose is tough. It all comes with the highs and lows of being a sports fan.
And no matter how good your team is, experts warn that it's important to keep wins and losses in perspective. Lee Waldman has what you should do when those loses inevitably come.
From the thrill of victory,
it means the world to us.
Champions. To the agony of defeat.
I feel terrible. It was so close. So close. We should have won it.
Being a diehard sports fan can have a real impact on your mental health, both positive and negative.
It brought everybody together. We're just all excited to see what the Bears can bring to the city.
Happens every year, man. Bills lose it every single year.
Experts say that rooting for a sports team can help foster a community, reduce feelings of loneliness, and even boost self-esteem.
If you look at the videos about Indiana, you're hearing, we did it. We won the national championship. And because there's like that sense of identity that becomes connected to us. And it does. There's a chemical process going on.
On the flip side, when our teams lose, it can trigger a negative response.
There can be some anger. There can be some avoidance, withdrawal. It can hurt relationships in certain aspects.
Clinical psychologist Dr. Patrick McElwain says that it's important to keep wins and losses in perspective.
Try to look for certain ways that you can have hope for the future. Limit yourself on social media because that can, kind of increase the anger and increase the frustration and despair. Find something that's healthy, like a hobby.
Most importantly, fans should always remember,
always next year. Always next year.
It's always next year. Go Bills.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Now to your morning rush. Former special counsel Jack Smith told the House Judiciary Committee in his first public testimony that he stands by his decision to charge President Trump. Republican allies repeated Trump's claims that he had been unfairly targeted while Democrats supported Smith on social media. President Trump called Smith deranged. A former Canadian Olympian who allegedly is behind one of the most violent drug trafficking organizations has been arrested. Ryan Wedding was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list for importing drugs into the U.S. Wedding was previously charged in the death of a federal witness that was supposed to testify against him in November. And the U.S. and China have signed off on a deal that hands control of TikTok's operations in the U.S. over to a group of investors backed by President Trump. In a statement, TikTok said the company will in part, quote, operate under defined safeguards that protect national security. ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese owner, will retain a nearly 20% stake in U.S. operations. And that's your morning rush.
Well, is buying something now and paying later the smartest option when it comes to shopping? How the popular trend might hurt your credit score. Plus, a Central Oregon radio station is still on air. How the public broadcaster has stayed afloat after losing its federal funding.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Good morning, I'm China Green. A Portland woman is due in court today for her role in the death of her son, 4-year-old, where we have details on that. But first, we're talking about the metal detectors at the library. Most people wanted it, but it was decided not to have that. We're gonna have more details for you coming up in just a little bit on our streaming. Headed over to Rod Hill for a look at your weather.
Hey, the big story is the clearing. Most of us are at least seeing the clearing begin, if not already happened. Here's a look at Chinookwa's Casino Resort in Lincoln City, where the clearing is taking place. This is coming down from the north in the valley. I do want to point out, see the overcast skies? This is over in Warm Springs, the Conita Hot Springs Resort. These clouds, which extend down into Madras and up through the Dalles and Hood River, have a good chance of finally breaking today. You folks have been locked in that for almost a week at this point, as you know. There are the clear skies over Portland. We're at 36. Any frost out there this morning doesn't generally amount to too much. We'll be 43 at noon. This is now a sunny day moving forward, a high of 46. The entire weekend will be dry. Don't forget, we do have 2 more really cold nights coming, 25 Saturday morning.
Well, after 17 straight minutes of CPR, a Portland dog is back with her owners. This is 7-year-old Nellie. While her owners were away, she ingested 3 types of human medications and was rushed to Dove Lewis Animal Hospital. Vets revived her and treated her for serious complications. Nellie, though, made a full recovery, and staff are reminding pet owners that even small amounts of human medication can be deadly to pets.
It's so sad, but she's so cute.
I know, she's so beautiful, and she's fine now.
She's good.
She's good.
She's good to go.
You said CPR, right?
Yeah.
Did I hear that story right?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works with a dog.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't either. Their mouths are a lot bigger than mine.
I actually need to Google that.
I'm glad Nellie's doing well, though.
Yes, absolutely. We are all dog lovers. I'm sure you are watching us as well. Here's our Timberline Lodge camera. Kind of cool when you see Jefferson popping up out of the clouds. This is looking down to the south. Clear skies up top, and the temperature is freezing, which normally would not be a big deal, but it hasn't been freezing in a week. So that's a sign that our temperature aversion is finally over, and that, I think, will allow a lot of you, if not all of you, that have been cloudy for days and days to finally clear out gradually today. The valley is clearing out rapidly this morning. Early morning sun over Salem, early morning sun over Portland as well. Temperature is 36 degrees. The clearing happened early enough this morning that we do have some areas, especially north of the Columbia, with some frost, but I don't think that frost is heavy. I don't think it's going to last very long. Now the sun is here and we'll warm up. We'll be 43 degrees at noon. I have today's high getting up to 46 or 47. Another day with light winds away from the gorge, but east winds are blowing at Troutdale, gusting to about 30 miles per hour this morning. Here's a look at a sunny weather map, and again, assuming that Madras clears, Hood River clears, the Dalles clears, and even Pendleton. Pendleton's high 31 this afternoon. We'll be approaching 50 degrees at the coast. The weekend will be dry. We had a trace of moisture yesterday, which ended that bid for a record run of 13 days or more with not even a drop of moisture. We ended that yesterday, so that run stopped actually Thursday at 10 days, or excuse me, Wednesday at 10 days. 46 today, 46 tomorrow, 46 Sunday. Cold mornings, 25 Saturday and Sunday morning. We have a shower threat on Monday, but really it's the mid part of next week that we think we get back to normal, the warmer nights and reasonable chances of measurable rain. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod. Portland police have released new photos of the man they say shot and wounded 2 Portland police officers earlier this week. And now Crime Stoppers is offering up to a $2,500 reward for any information leading to an arrest in this case. This morning, we're also hearing from a witness who saw the whole thing unfold. Catherine Cook has a story.
This is the man Portland police say shot 2 officers Monday night. They released more images Thursday, hoping someone would recognize him. He's described as a white man in his mid-30s with facial hair. Minutes before the shooting, flashing police lights caught one neighbor's attention.
just a chaotic night, obviously.
For safety reasons, he asked that we only use his voice.
A bullet struck my home that was, about 2 to 3 feet from the window that I was, watching everything unfold from.
The view from his window, Northeast 17th and Clackamas. As he watched, he says the officers talked with the suspect, a man accused of threatening someone with a knife. A few minutes later, the witness says a second police car showed up. He says the officers talked with the man for a couple more minutes, then stepped toward him.
I assumed they were going in to attempt to arrest him, and at that point, that pedestrian drew a gun with, extremely quickly. He clearly knew his way around weapons, and he fired off 4 to 5 shots.
With 2 police officers down, the witness says the gunman sprinted away. He says officers on scene didn't return fire or chase the suspect. Instead, police say dozens of other officers, including the CERT team, responded. They set up a perimeter and began an hours-long search, but couldn't find the suspect.
But it was shocking to see. You never expect to see that right outside your house.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
A now former TriMet employee is facing criminal charges for allegedly pepper spraying a group of teens. Court documents say the incident happened in August as teens were leaving a parking garage at the Gresham Central Transit Center. Employee Stephen Hollinghurst allegedly sprayed pepper spray into their car after a verbal dispute. He first told dispatchers he was being assaulted, but later said he was only threatened and used the pepper spray in self-defense after one of the teens threatened to kill him. A warrant has been issued for his arrest.
Prosecutors say the man in this video broke into a home just days before Christmas, armed with a gun to steal gifts meant for children. The suspect, identified as Alan Easley, faces 2 indictments and multiple charges connected to a series of burglaries during last year's holiday season.
I saw it. And I thought, no, this has to stop, right? No one should be stealing someone's Christmas presents with a firearm in their hand 5 days before, ever, but let alone 5 days before Christmas.
The DA's office says that there may be more victims. This arrest is part of Multnomah County's burglary task force announced a couple months ago.
Christmas may be over, but many people are still paying off their holiday gifts. That's because more shoppers are using buy now, pay later options. New data shows its popularity has grown compared to previous years. But the question is it really the smartest way to pay? Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us with what consumers need to know.
Well, convenience may come at a cost. According to new data from several consumer analytics companies, it shows that many consumers are now struggling to keep up with buy now, pay later plans, many of them missing the deadlines, and that's becoming very common. Now, according to Wallet Hub, the plans are more popular among adults under 40 and those with credit scores under 620. Data from LendingTree shows 41% of those who use the service say they've been late on a payment in the past year. That's up 30% from the year before. A recent Experian survey also found 43% of shoppers use the option during the holiday season, so it is gaining in popularity. And people aren't choosing these plans only once. They're increasingly using multiple plans on larger ticket items. But credit card experts with NerdWallet say it's important to not overlook the risks tied to these types of plans, including a ding to your credit score.
We do see that 19% of Americans who've taken out buy now, pay later loans have paid some form of late fee or interest on their plans because of missed or late payments. And so, it's not a majority, but it is a significant enough number just to, for people to realize how these plans can hurt you, and they are so easy to enter into.
Experts with NerdWallet say it's important if you have opted into a buy now, pay later plan, but you're maybe falling behind on those payments, to reach out to the credit provider and let them know what's going on. They tell me that's better than just letting the payments fall behind and not giving them a reason. You may be able to negotiate with them to figure things out. Back to you.
An update now on a tribal radio station in Warm Springs that we first told you about last summer after it lost a big chunk of its funding due to federal cuts to public broadcasting.
KWSO lost 40% of its annual budget, threatening access to local news for Central Oregon's rural and tribal communities. 6 months ago, there was uncertainty. Now there's optimism. Evan Watson explains why.
KWSO HD1, Warm Springs.
There's a local radio station on top of a hill on the Warm Springs Reservation. A place where, just 6 months ago, KWSO station manager Sue Matters was scrambling for funding.
That was my priority, was to hang on to our staff that we have.
Now she can smile about how things have changed.
I definitely think my narrative changed from like a doom and gloom and poor us to, okay, I think we're going to be able to continue to do the things, to now, well, let's see what else we can do.
KWSO had lost about 40% of its annual funding due to federal cuts to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. KGW and others reported the fallout, and the story picked up national attention.
And as this manager for a tribal station in Oregon explains, if budget cuts mean she can't afford to broadcast news to her listeners, that's going to be a problem not just for her station, but for everyone.
We do our own local newscasts, and we can cover Warm Springs better than anybody.
My cover photo on my Facebook page is me and John Oliver side by side. So, totally enjoyed that 40 seconds of fame.
First, Matters started receiving donations.
The kindness of strangers,
From people supportive of public media and her tribal station's mission.
People write handwritten checks still and put them in envelopes with a little note and hand address them and sent them to us.
Then a different part of the federal government, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, stepped up to cover the lost CPB revenue, at least for 1 year. And an unnamed foundation with Oregon ties is giving KWSO $500,000 over the next 3 years.
It's a relief that we can continue on as we are, but then also that there is hope that we can do some new fun things too, or do things in new ways.
For a community outside of major media markets, it means their local news source has a promising future.
The local news, for one thing, it's home. They interviewed my dad a long time ago, so every once in a while on Veterans Day, I get to hear his voice. It means a lot.
Maybe even room to grow.
For the greater good of all, and just sharing information and providing education and, trying to help contribute to a healthier community.
And reassurance that people care about what they're doing.
It's kind of like that level of feeling like you're not just clocking in and going through the motions of the job, but that we can make a difference,
Evan Watson, KGW News.
All campuses in the Corbett School District are once again closed today due to what appears to be an ongoing water issue. The Corbett Water District has issued a boil water notice because of that water main break. It's expected to be lifted sometime today. The Portland Winter Light Festival kicks off in 2 weeks, and leaders hope that you'll consider making a weekend of it by staying downtown. Main events run February 6th through 8th and 13th through 15th. Major displays will be Pioneer Courthouse Square, the World Trade Center, and the electric blocks in Southeast. Smaller setups will also appear in neighborhoods and business lobbies.
We have intentionally designed this festival to really move people around our city. We're not interested in people just coming and going home. We want you to explore.
During the festival weekends, the city is also hosting a staycation celebration with dozens of downtown hotels offering special deals. You can find details at portlandstaycation.com.
Oregonians are headed to the Winter Olympics. As the countdown to the opening ceremony nears, we have Who from the Rose Cities headed to Italy.
Hey, you know how we do it. Our team is always testing tons of products. We get rid of the rejects, only show you the best ones, and that's why I want to show you this thing today. It's the Tire Hero Portable Tire Inflator. Let me shut this off for a second. Literally true story, 2 weeks ago, I got stuck on the side of the road, glass in the tire. I barely made it to the gas station. Almost cost me hundreds of dollars to tow. So you need one of these anyway. The reason I think this is one of the best on the market is for this reason. Come on, and let me show you. So let's say you don't know the PSI of your car, you don't know what it's supposed to be, or if you want to inflate a ball, it does it for you. So you see the little car icon right there? You can flip through these. Okay, I want to do my car. No, I want to do my motorcycle, little motorcycle icon. I want to do my bicycle tire. Or I want to do a soccer ball or an exercise ball. I just blew these up. The other cool thing about this is this. Come on and look at this. It's got the USB adapters here. It acts as a portable battery charger, so you can charge your tablet, you can charge your phone. It also comes with all these different nozzles for kind of anything you would have. It's small enough to literally, it's a pretty packed glove compartment, right? Look at that. It still fits. Nice and easy. Got a great deal for you on this today. And by the way, you want one of these anyway. You want this anyway because you can save $60 a year for properly inflated tires. So why wouldn't you? Get this one though, because I think it's the best on the market. $69.99 normally. Got a deal for you today. 20% off down to $55.99. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We are 2 weeks away from the Winter Olympics, and a couple of local athletes found out that they will represent Team USA. One of them just 17 years old. Jake Holter, learn more about them.
I was a nail biter right up to the end. He likes to keep things suspenseful. Always has.
25-year-old Sean Fitzsimons, a bit of a legend in Hood River after making it to the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2022. Now in 2026, he's headed to Milan.
Just super excited for him. It's been a huge journey and a lot of ups and downs, some adversity that he's overcome, and just super stoked that he persevered and gets to do it again.
Sean broke his pelvis 2 years ago, which made for a long recovery, but bounced back quick enough to keep himself in the Olympic conversation.
It's a long process, too. So Sean took third in a qualifying event, which was almost a year ago. So we knew he had a chance for the Olympics, a high chance for the Olympics, but he could have gotten bumped off at any time. So we had kind of this year of, is he going to go or not?
And this year, with a familiar face. 17-year-old Alessandro Barbieri making his Olympic debut this year. And Sean's parents say they've been watching him since he started.
Suggested to his dad that he should snowboard. At that time, Jen and I were the series director for the Mount Hood USASA series. And so I suggested he come up and try it out.
Just noticed really early that that kid was talented and super passionate, just like Sean, just super enthusiastic and just wanted to skate all the time.
Jen and Mike say the support Sean gets from Hood River is unbelievable.
It's been real fun, especially in Hood River, because the whole town is behind him, the whole community.
But as for Sean himself, his parents say they'll hear from him at some point. Have you talked to him today?
He's on a mountain.
He's on a mountain. We haven't talked to him today.
He's training in Aspen right now. Yeah.
That was Jake Holter reporting. Meanwhile, Portland native Jackie Wiles is also making her return on the Alpine team. She's a four-time Olympian with 4 World Cup podiums, including a third-place finish in Austria just 2 weeks ago. And Wiles knows Cortina with 4 top 10s there and 2 podiums. And there's one other Oregonian on the roster, Hunter Hess, locked in his spot on the free ski team thanks to a second-place finish at an Aspen event 2 weeks ago. Congrats to all 4 of them. We will certainly be cheering them on.
And who I'm cheering on right now is Rod Hill for braving the cold and going all the way up to the weather deck.
Oh, yes, it's so bad. It's taking all of my might to be up here on the weather deck.
Thank
you, China.
That's a little,
breath,
it's a little dramatic. Just
okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's not bad. We're up here on the weather deck, brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. It's pretty much perfectly clear. That clearing that started back in the 5 o'clock hour this morning has really come down from the north pretty rapidly. The wind is definitely from the east. I can feel it hitting my backside, and we probably have 15-mile-per-hour breezes here in downtown. That certainly adds a bit of a chill. I do want to show you, I'm going to touch on this topic so you're aware of it, this really massive winter storm that's expected to take hold starting tonight and go all the way into Monday morning from areas east of the Rockies. Now, Denver's at 7 right now. Des Moines below 0. Minneapolis is 19 below. St. Louis is 8. So this is the cold weather starting to move in. The moisture will start down in New Mexico and Texas later today. And just take a look at how massive this will be. Everything colored in is basically some sort of a winter storm event. Warned for by the Weather Service. A winter storm warning from New Mexico across Texas all the way up into Ohio and western PA. These areas, kind of a ballpark statement, but generally 6 to 14 inches of snow, and there will be freezing rain on the southern edge of all this. And then the blue is the extreme cold, the warning just for the temperature from Iowa northward. Some of those areas could be looking at wind chill temperatures over the weekend, drop down to 35 degrees below 0. So that is expected, all of that action to have a massive rippling impact on U.S. aviation and flying over the weekend, so be aware. Now back to our local weather in the gorgeous clearing. That's our seaside camera looking at the sun bouncing off the blue waters. There's the clear sky now out over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha, where it's 36 degrees. We've had some frosty spots mainly north of the Columbia this morning, and all of that, I don't think any of it's really amounted to much. And now we have the sun and we're starting to warm. There's downtown Portland with the blue sky and also 36 degrees. Other temperatures, Kelso, probably some frost, but the warm up I think will really get going this morning. 27 in Kelso currently. Again, the clearing came down from the north. The Dow's at 32, still overcast, but the temperature inversion has ended. So I really like Central Oregon, the Gorge, and the Columbia Basin to clear out. Now, it may be a gradual process, but I think you folks will see twinkling stars tonight. Valley forecast, upper 40s today. Look at the lows tonight, back down into the low to mid 20s. Southwest Washington, the same deal. Warming up today, 48 in Battleground, 20 tonight, and the east winds continuing out near the Gorge, gusting to about 35 miles per hour. We do have a dry weekend upcoming. We'll be basically cleared today, tomorrow, partly cloudy on Sunday. I like 46 for a high throughout the stretch. It is birthday time. All right, our birthday party on this Friday. Braxton is 15. Again, love the smile and the bow tie there, very stylish. Kayla's 32. Happy birthday to you, fun throwback there. And also celebrating on this Friday is Matt, who's 44 years old. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a great day today, sir. And also Skyla in Vancouver has the big 5-0 celebration going today. Happy birthday to you. And John is 72 in Salem. Hope you have a wonderful day, sir. Happy birthday to you. And that is our list. Birthdays at KGW.com. We will celebrate with you, and we will be back. Boy, the east winds are picking up. I'm cold. I'm coming indoors. We'll be back in a moment.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
In a wrap of our top stories this morning, 32-year-old Yorlenis Zambrano Contreras, the woman shot by Border Patrol in southeast Portland earlier this month, has pleaded guilty to illegally entering the U.S. in 2023. She was sentenced to 1 year on probation, and she must stay away from areas where prostitution may be occurring. It's not clear whether she will face expedited deportation. Gresham police are asking for your help as they search for a teenage suspect in a deadly shooting from a year ago. Police believe Camarino Vides, seen in this photo, shot and killed 17-year-old Jorge Vasquez in an unprovoked attack at Vance Park on January 23rd last year. They're asking anyone who knows where Vides is to call 911. Anonymous reports can also be made online. And the city of Portland is extending its hours for several emergency overnight shelters because of the cold. Some shelters plan to stay open until 8 a.m. through the weekend to help folks avoid some of the coldest hours.
The east wind is the coldest to me it's been all week. I was just up on the weather deck and my flipping ears are still cold. Aww. It's 46 degrees later today. Thank you, Matthew, for caring. Sunny skies, the east winds gusting to 35 out near the gorge. We will be dry all weekend. We have those really cold nights through Sunday morning.
And since Chris McGinnis is not with us this morning to give us a traffic update, well, we have a fill-in. Sort of. This is from the traffic camera in Minnesota where this bald eagle was perched above the highway, keeping an eye on the roads. Doesn't look like the cold or the weather, snow is bothering this eagle-eyed traffic reporter.
I don't know anybody else, but anytime I see an eagle like that, I'm just like,
Eagles are fascinating,
America.
but Rod, as I was just telling China about during the break, I have a tremendous fear of birds. It's one of my...
A fear of birds?
Yes. This is one of my things.
I have a fear of being cold, as it turns out.
We can make fun of him for that, though.
A fear of birds, okay.
Yeah, I had a bad experience with one on a golf course one time, which you can appreciate.
Yeah.
And it's never been the same.
We'll have to get a parrot segment on our show.
A parrot segment.
We're going to parakeet segment
You
on
hold
our
it.
show.
Don't just make fun of me, though.
I would thoroughly enjoy that. Hey, reminder that you can watch this every day, live exclusively here on KGW Plus, starting at 7 o'clock. We also have added another half hour of news at 12:30 and 5:30 right here on Plus. We hope to see you then. Have a